one thing that I always try to do, whether I'm working with somebody who has worked with a designer before or not, I always ask them if they have inspiration photos of what they want something to look like. Because not only does that help me know, kind of how to design, but whether it's in their industry or not, if it's something that they're drawn to, if they're like, oh, I really want it to look like this, then I can kind of break down the why and see if it's like the shapes or the layout or the design that they like, if it's the colors that they like, if it's the fonts or typefaces that are being used. And then you can kind of dissect where they're coming from and what they want their company to represent and what they want it to look like. So having inspiration pictures is great because a lot of people don't know design terms or they don't know how to express or communicate what they want.
Welcome to the Marketing Expedition Podcast, an auditory journey through the latest in marketing, branding, and advertising. Now, here's your Marketing Expedition guide, Ray Allen.
On this episode of the Marketing Expedition Podcast, I get to speak with one of our very own, Christy Hudson, and she is a passionate and creative graphic designer with a keen eye for detail and a flair for visual storytelling. With over 10 years of hands-on experience in graphic design, she has cultivated an eye for aesthetics and a profound understanding of visual communication. Christy's journey as a graphic designer is fortified by a solid educational foundation, holding a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in graphic design from Boise State, go Broncos, and has worked with many local companies to bring their design dreams to life. In addition to her experience in graphic design, her skill set extends beyond design and into the realm of photography, video filming, illustration, and marketing. And you're in for a treat because it's fun talking with our own people, our own staff from Peppershock, and we've got some stories to tell, so stay tuned for that. But right now, it's time for your Marketing Essentials moment, the basics that you need to help you continue to build your brand and your bottom line. The topic I wanted to cover today, I thought it would be good to dig into how to work with a graphic designer, or in our case, a creative production house, right? But we're going to talk with Christy, and she is our senior graphic designer here at Peppershock. And so I wanted to list out a couple things that, just how to work with us, how to work with somebody like Christy, who is very aesthetically, in charged and can just, kind of visualize things, right? But some of our clients are not as visual or not as, artistically or creatively inclined. And so we have to ask a lot of good questions and a lot of good ways to do it. So prepping yourself with working with a designer, whether it's going through a rebrand or creating a brochure, or, maybe it's an animation that we're creating the graphics and then taking and putting motion to them. Maybe it's a website design. Maybe it's, all the different things that we have and lean on our graphic designers to do. The first thing I can say is show, don't tell. We love to make mood boards, and we'll talk about that, but it's just a great way to, even if it's a Pinterest, like the things that we love, and sometimes even the things we don't love, and that's okay. But also keeping in mind that sometimes you are not your own target audience. So asking questions from those who are your target audience can really help. So show, don't tell. Figure out what you're wanting and what your needs are, and understanding some of the terminology that we use. Educate yourself a little bit about the process that we go through. And you're listening now, and I appreciate that. But sometimes it's like trying to, pull, pull teeth, I guess, to get out the ideas or kind of what it is that you're thinking, or what your, likes and dislikes, and your kind of what your goals are and ambitions, and, what is the aesthetics to you? Like, what does really good design look like to you? And, figure out those types of things. And we can go through the whole process. We do a marketing audit process to really, really dig in deep. But understanding a little bit more and educating yourself ahead of time is going to do yourself a really good service. Another one is start by agreeing on the details and asking questions or answering questions that the designer is putting in front of you. And I don't know, answers are okay to say, but maybe give it some more thought, or even just suggest, hey, let me think about that a little bit more, jot down some notes. And sometimes the best creative moments to anyone in the world, even if you think you are not a creative person, can come to us in moments that we're not always expecting it, right? In the shower, or, when you're taking a walk or driving down the road, whatever the case might be. Sometimes moments of inspiration come later after your subconscious mind has maybe had a chance to sleep on it and think about it. And, now that you have kind of different ideas and visions and things swirling around in your head, sometimes you can look at those details in a different light, even if you just have 24 hours later. So that helps. And then feedback is a gift, right? Sometimes people are afraid to tell us or they'll tell us what they think we want to hear rather than what they really truly think, or, they just don't want awkward moments, or they're, afraid. But you know what? That's a part of the creative process to facilitate the feedback. And sometimes it can be good, better, best, or indifferent, or it can be, I just don't know if I like that, but I don't know why. Well, let's try to dig deeper and figure out why we don't like something, or why we do really love something. What is it about whatever it is that we really, really love, and kind of dissect that a little bit more. And those are the things that can really help a graphic designer when it comes time to working with your brand and what the things are that we're wanting to accomplish in marketing and who we're talking to and the ideal audience that we're wanting to address, right? And then be welcoming, be open-minded, be ready to explore ideas that you hadn't thought of before. And don't just dismiss what you might think right away as a crazy idea, because sometimes those things turn into where, we all kind of start to collaborate and brainstorm, and they can turn into something really awesome. Maybe they'll start off like, oh my gosh, what? I don't understand it. That's not going to be it. What? And then sometimes it just springboards, and we all get to being able to be creative, and just being that open-mindedness can really help. And feel like you can over-explain something, because chances are it's just probably just enough explanation. And so feeling like you can over-explain in an open, warming, and welcoming environment is okay. We want that. We want the details. We want to know all of the things that we can really wrap our brains around to see the vision together. And then another thing that can really help is if you write out a synopsis, or what will eventually become a creative brief for us, but if you can describe something in words or adjectives, and even, now we can use ChatGPT or AI or any of these tools out there. We use Centra. But if you can think about how you're going to describe something and ask questions of the ChatGPT tool to then help you prompt the answers that you would like. And that's sometimes how we're using AI to help us in the creative process. It's not like we're getting AI to create for us. We are getting AI to ask those questions of us that are going to help us to communicate all of the different ideas and thoughts and processes that are going on, right? And then we can use these words to really become much more fluent in being able to describe and feel the vision that we're looking for. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more about all of this and with Christy and some of the projects that we went through. And yeah, we really love having Christy on the team. So you're going to enjoy our interview with her. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Marketing Expedition podcast. I'm your host, Ray Allen. I'm the founder and CEO co-founder and CEO of Peppershock Media, and the founder of the Marketing Expedition community. And today's guest is Christy Hudson.
That's right.
We're going to go with Hudson now.
Yep.
Have you officially got your name changed yet after you got married?
Okay. Not yet, but we can still call me Hudson.
Are you going to do like the hyphen cipher Hudson?
No, I think I'll just switch it to Hudson, but it's just a task I haven't done yet.
Yeah,
so
it's on the list.
It's a process.
It is, definitely. Well, I'm glad to have Christy here. She is our graphic designer here at Peppershock Media, and I kind of forced her into this, right?
It's okay. It's a good experience for me. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. It'll be fine.
That's what I tell my students all the time. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and it's always a good thing. But we're just here to have a conversation, and
it'll be nice.
Don't pay any attention to the cameras.
I know, there's no camera there.
So, Christy, let's just start off with your background and kind of, what got you interested in being a graphic designer, where you went to school, and then kind of walk us through where you are now.
Sure. Well, I've always been interested in art. I always excelled at art classes all through school and wasn't really great at anything else. So I just decided
you are too.
going into school, going into college, that I wanted to continue with the art course. But I just didn't really know how to make a career out of doing art unless I wanted to do illustration or something, which I wasn't really interested in. So that's when I started learning about graphic design. And that wasn't really something that was available to me when I was in middle school, high school. They didn't have graphic design classes at that time. And so I went to BSU.
Go Broncos.
Years and years ago. Yeah, graduated in 2013 with my degree in graphic design. And then since then, I've worked internally at companies, done some freelance and just kind of done stuff here and there. But that's how I got into it.
Yeah. And now you've been with us a couple of years now.
Yeah, almost 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Peppershock. And she's getting to do all kinds of cool, fun projects for our clients. Let's talk about maybe since you've been here, what was your favorite project to work on?
Oh, gosh. That's tricky. I love that there are a variety of projects to work on. I really enjoyed, in fact, I think it was one of the first big projects I had when I started working here was the Ripley Dorn logo. I think that was really fun, and that was kind of the icebreaker project for me to, show my talent and really get to work with the client one-on-one. So
we brought them into the 21st century, right?
Yeah, we brought them in, into some modern times.
Yeah, they hadn't updated their logo since the 90s, and we could tell.
Yeah. So, and it's great because now I hear back from them feedback that they're getting from, I think their goal was to hire younger accountants and CPAs, and so they're getting a much wider pool of candidates. So that's good.
Yeah, and we went through the whole process with everything from color to font choices to, and they stuck with emerald green because money, and finances,
growth,
right?
And
growth, And we narrowed it down to, we had them do a poll, right?
Within their company, they did a poll between, I believe it was blue and green, just to see. And green won.
Yeah, and it was fun because then they got to participate and everyone could be
they
part
had a
of
say.
that. Yeah, that's always the fun thing, is to get people engaged so that they at least feel like they have some ownership in the decision that gets made. Yeah, and I know it's out in the community, and other people that, we've mentioned too, hey, we did the Ripley Dorn logo rebrand, and other people like, oh yeah, I noticed that. That's awesome. And you kind of did this, like, it looks like 3D, but not really. It's just how it's like laid out and everything, which is really cool.
Yeah, kind of geometric with the different shades of green.
Yeah, that was really cool. Thanks. And then you did the mock-up, so what it would look like on a T-shirt, and if they had a booth at a trade show kind of thing, and or in their case probably recruitment, job fairs and stuff, because we know that the accounting industry, the young people maybe not wanting to do that as much. So trying to recruit the youngins and get them in there.
Well, we also redesigned their website as well, so it was good to see the starting point of the logo, and then to see how the rest of the branding kind of worked into that logo and how it worked together, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So shout out to Ripley Dorn. If you need an accounting firm, then they can help you. And it's successfully, they've been able to hire young people to help and kind of take over, because I know transitions happening too, where some people are retiring, and so then they have the need even more. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. What other projects that come to mind when I say you had a lot of fun with, that you enjoyed working on? I mean, I know there's projects we do that are just have to get done, but
I really enjoy, we have a lot of clients where we do social media posts. I've been working a lot more on some web design, not so much the back end of like the coding process, but just updating through WordPress, and I've been learning a lot more about that, which I really enjoy. I update the Adams Gardens website all the time, and I enjoy doing that because then I get to use the pictures that we take and put those on their site and their social media accounts, and I think that's a lot of fun too.
You learn more about plants too, huh?
Definitely.
That's good.
Yeah.
Every client is something different to learn and like discover.
And I'm getting ready for planting in my garden this year, so I'm like,
that
okay,
helps.
gotta go visit Adams Gardens.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think Adams Gardens has probably, I think it's safe to say that they are our longest client we've had since we started.
Wow.
And we have a couple of them, like, Price Associates, but he's now selling it to somebody else. But I think they're going to keep working with us. But yeah, Adam's Gardens has been around for 22 years.
They're great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil and Jamie over there, they're very nice. And then I work with Connie mostly, updating social media and website.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's very knowledgeable, and they have cats a lot of times that they have their shop cats and then foster cats as well. So it's fun.
So following the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, like, wineries have wine dogs, but
Yeah.
the nursery has cats.
Cats.
They're good because they keep the mice away.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then it seems like another project that we got samples in the mail.
Oh,
of
yeah.
fur.
Yes.
You want to share what that's all about?
Yeah, so this is a first for me as well. We have a client, and they're called Courage to Connect. It's kind of a group of different nonprofit organizations in Adams and Valley County. And it's really just an organization that they're trying to reach out to youth. I think originally it had to do with opioid use awareness and how to, kind of stop using or reaching out for help. And it's kind of just expanded into, if your mental health is struggling or anything like that, it's just reaching out, for youth and adults to kind of help each other out in those two counties. But they have a mascot, and we designed him. And they named him Zeb the Yeti. And so now Zeb is on the website. He's on stickers. He's on banners. And just recently, we ordered a mascot for them to wear up there at their different Courage to Connect events. And so, ordering Zeb, the Zeb the Yeti mascot costume has been really interesting. It's been educational. We got some fur samples just to make sure that
the colors.
This is the color we want. Yeah, and this is the felt that we want. And it's been a really interesting process because I've never done that before with a mascot costume. So
I know you kept getting samples and like, oh, it's for Christy. I'm like, what are we opening
what
today?
Is
what is this today? That's super fun. Yeah. Well, people will have to go. We'll put it on our website on our case studies and show off Zeb the Yeti.
That's right. I'm excited to see what the costume looks like. We should be getting it around mid-June. So. About a month out.
And then we also have a bunch of socks that are in our office. What are those all about?
So that was for YAC, which is the Youth Advocacy Coalition. And they're partnering with the Hope Squad. It's a community up in Valley County, I believe. And so they have a bunch of schools up there that they're doing fundraisers for. So they got these socks that say, we're better together and stuff like that. And so... with some fun emojis and stuff. That's for a fundraising event for the schools. Yeah.
It's always fun to get deliveries and you're like,
I know, what is this for?
Next?
Yeah. We have a bunch of different kind of swag coming in for their events and stuff. So we'll be getting in some yo-yos and some necklace bubbles and face masks and all kinds of stuff. So.
Fun swag.
Yep.
Yeah. Stuff we all get. Swag.
Yep. Exactly. I think they call them educational materials.
Oh, right.
Though, so.
That's right. We have to call them educational materials. Yes. Part of the grant.
For the grant.
Sure. Yes. Well, they'll instigate questions about, well, what is this? And then you can go look at the website and see more.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool. So as part of the Peppershock team and working here, what are some things, like maybe memorable moments or things that we've done as a team that you can share that kind of make you think about our culture, our brand? Like, what are some of the activities that you like that we do?
Well, every year we'll do one in January and then one during the summer as well. And those are our Palooza events. And those are really fun. It's kind of like taking care of business internally, but it's also team building. And so usually every summer we'll go out and do a camping trip or a cabin trip. And I've gone on the last 2-year Palooza trips. And they're just a lot of fun where you can, do all the business on the front end and then just relax and have fun with everyone and eat good food and, just enjoy the sun. I'm a summer person, so I enjoy being out in the sun. And then the one in winter, we usually do just after Christmas, because Christmas gets a little bit busy. But, we kind of do a Christmas party and...
The after party.
Yeah, the after Christmas party. And, just, it's fun.
Yep, work on the business,
fun crew.
not necessarily in the business. And do, like you said, some team building exercises,
Yeah.
get to know is kind of thing. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you like that.
Yeah, I enjoy that. And another thing that, like right when I got hired, we do, or we did then, and we do for all of the upcoming hires, we do the different like disc assessments and kind of personality quizzes and stuff so that we know how to work with each other and how we learn best and all of that. And I think that's important too, because everyone learns differently, everyone communicates differently. So,
do you remember what your assessment was? I think I can tell you.
I
like
was
DISC,
SC, I believe.
I was like, I can tell you for sure.
Supportive and compliant are my two high ones, I believe.
Yeah. Do you remember what your creative type was?
I don't. I'd have to review all of those because I don't remember the different types. But
there's different ones like the visionary.
Yeah, that's you, right?
Me. Yeah. yes.
It's funny. I think we're opposite on all of those quizzes, but that's why we work well together because it's
you have to have the opposite, and there's areas that I, don't have the skills that you do, vice versa. Yeah, it works really well.
Yeah,
it's good. You kind of want to have that because if we had everybody that is the same, then like we wouldn't be
as successful
or innovative, I think, because like ideas come in lots of different shapes and sizes.
Agreed.
Yeah. Good. That's so. I like those assessments just because it does give you different perspective.
Right.
Like the Myers-Briggs. If you're introverted, extroverted, or intuitive, and all of those different ways of doing it. I think there's several that we've done. DISC, the personality, the culture index. I'm trying to think of all the ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's helpful.
Yeah, they're interesting. I find them interesting, so they're fun.
Yep.
Want to start a podcast but don't know where to begin? At Poderific, we don't just produce podcasts. We help you create auditory experiences that will captivate your audience. Our state-of-the-art podcast recording studio, powered by Peppershock Media, is designed for creators like you. Record with high-quality equipment supported by our expert team and distribute your podcast across major platforms like Apple and Spotify. Whether you're launching your first episode or you're a seasoned podcaster, we got you covered. Visit Poderific.com today to learn how we can help you produce, record, and share your story with the world. Your podcast deserves to be Poderific.
And then another thing that Christy's taken on, and with the help of others, scheduling our volunteer sessions. So tell the audience a little bit about some of the things that we've gotten to do as a result of your energy and effort and signing us up to do the wonderful things that we get to do.
Well, really, it's just finding the days that work for everyone. It's the hardest part, right?
Yes.
But we planted some trees for Arbor Day at CWI.
College of
last year.
College of Western Idaho.
Correct.
For those, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we did that last year. We also did a zoo cleanup day. Yep.
That was super fun. And it was raining.
Yeah. I think they had to cut us off a little bit early because we got so much done and it started raining. Yeah.
Yes.
But we also volunteered at the Idaho Botanical Gardens. That was really fun because then after we got to go do a tour as well.
It's really fun.
What else? I think that's it. We have Idaho Shakespeare Festival coming up.
Yes.
A couple dates in August and September where Peppershock will be volunteering for those
I'm excited
plays.
about that one. Because then we get to watch the play, too,
I know,
which is super cool.
And I've never volunteered there, so I think that'll be really fun. But it's just a great chance for people to learn about Peppershock and for us to get out and give back to the community. And
we usually invite our contractors and their spouses.
Interns
and staff and get a group together to do different things. Oh yeah, we've also we boxed up food.
Oh right,
food
at
boxes,
the Idaho Food Bank
for senior citizens that they would deliver. Yeah, that was fun too. But lots of good stuff coming up for that as well. Yeah. And I think that's important to give back to the community that gives to us.
I agree. Yeah.
It's also good for social media too, let's be honest, from, kind of a PR perspective to showcase us doing some things in the community. I mean, obviously that's not the only reason we do it, but there's good intentions. And it seems like all of those photos that we post of us and our staff and kind of, us doing the things get so much more traction.
Yeah, a lot of engagement.
On socials.
Right.
Yep. So there's a tip for those of you listening. Go get involved in the community.
Right. and it's rewarding. You feel good afterwards, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. The botanical gardens was cool. I mean, we cleaned up and planted or, moved things around, got leaves out of, different things and stuff. But then afterwards, like you said, we got to go tour, and then they have is it koi pond? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was fun to look at. Yeah. Lots of good stuff there.
Yeah.
So in terms of working with clients, and, now you've had your fair share working here with us, what are some maybe thoughts on when we first start working with clients, like setting client expectations, because maybe sometimes we get people who've never gone through the design process before or never have worked with us to do that. What advice would you give to prospective clients in working in graphic design? What can they expect? How does our process work? What are some things that we've learned along the way too, to make sure that clients know about ahead of time?
Yeah.
No surprises, right? But just, share kind of your observations on some kind of best practices or, tips that people could use if they've really never gone the route of hiring, a graphic designer to do their branding or, the swag or any of those things, or rebrands.
Yeah.
What kinds of things can you share that they could expect to come to know?
I think one thing that I always try to do, whether I'm working with somebody who has worked with a designer before or not, I always ask them if they have inspiration photos of what they want something to look like. Because not only does that help me know, kind of how to design, but whether it's in their industry or not, if it's something that they're drawn to, if they're like, oh, I really want it to look like this, then I can kind of break down the why and see if it's the shapes or the layout or the design that they like, if it's the colors that they like, if it's the fonts or typefaces that are being used. And then you can kind of dissect where they're coming from and what they want their company to represent and what they want it to look like. So having inspiration pictures is great because a lot of people don't know design terms or they don't know how to express or communicate what they want. Another thing is what they don't want and asking what they don't want to see or what they don't like about certain designs. I think that's just as impactful and helpful as what they do like.
Yeah, and sometimes we have to remind our clients that they're not their own target audience.
Yeah,
And what they like may not be
exactly
what, their target likes.
Yeah.
Well, like Ripley Dorn, right? They wanted to attract younger demographic. And so, if somebody is working on something that's in a more mature demographic, then they have to keep in mind who it is that they're wanting to target more of and how that works. And and sometimes too, just because they like something or they're used to something or the colors that they want or whatever doesn't necessarily always translate into the types of people that they want to serve.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And if that's a starting point for them, then we can help explain why maybe that's not what they want or what they really should be going for. Yeah.
And sometimes less is more, right?
Yeah,
We've definitely worked with clients that want to cram as much as they possibly can and
let's just minimalize it a little bit, bring it back a little.
White space can help.
And
not trying to cram too many words and icons and images into one brand.
Right.
Can be very helpful.
Simplify.
So in that way too, it can be scalable. So if it's on a small little, mobile device versus like a large, billboard kind of thing, it's got to be versatile and useful in multiple different places, right? And can you embroider it? Right.
Yeah, probably difficult if it has some kind of a gradient. That's something we've run into before, but then we just have to make like a solid color version of the gradient logo or design, whatever it may be.
Yep. Yeah, and then there's the people that come to us that, I designed this in Canva, and now can you make it better?
Yeah.
Well.
It's not vector if it's made in Canva, so that's tricky.
That or it's just like clip art that they found. Yeah. No, that's definitely part of setting client expectations up front and limiting how many revisions and how many versions, because, analysis paralysis, if you give people way too many options, then they'll never come to the conclusion of what it might need to be. And that's definitely something I've seen before too.
Yep.
Good. So, in thinking about the different types of projects that you want to work on in the future and that we haven't got a chance to do so yet, is there something that would be like, oh, that's on my bucket list, I want to do that someday?
That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. I haven't done much packaging design here, which I have done in the past, but I really enjoy packaging design. Just because I think I like the structure and how everything, it has its place and you can still design, around the package. But yes, that's something I haven't done a ton of, but I've done it before. And I think that would be something that if anybody has a product that they need a package for, that would be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I never really did very well when you had to like fold a piece of paper and it was like on an ACT test or something.
Right.
And like where the dots would be after you unfold it. I'm like, yeah, that's not me. No. So I'm glad that there are other people who can do that.
I like the structure.
It's how it all comes together. Yeah. And that blows my mind because I was never able to like unfold it and see where it's going to go next or how it's going to come be. But other people can do that.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. What's your favorite program to work in?
Illustrator.
Illustrator.
Adobe Illustrator. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I also use InDesign and Photoshop quite a bit, but I think Illustrator is just what I used more when I was learning the program. And so I'm just more proficient with that.
Yeah.
And then over the years, of course, I've learned more about the other programs as well. But Illustrator is just what I prefer to work in. So.
And how are you integrating AI use into your process now?
That's a good question. A lot of the AI that I use is for content creating for social media. I'm not much of a writer. I'm a better editor than a writer with grammar and whatnot. But yeah, so anytime I have just a prompt where I'm like, hey, write me a quick title or paragraph, then I can edit it from there. And,
right, yeah.
It's a good starting point.
I was going to say, it never seems to land entirely. But.
Right. But as far as designs go, I think it's also good for inspiration to kind of get like, okay, where can I find this? We go to Pinterest a lot for inspiration ideas or Google, but with how good AI is getting now, it can be helpful as well.
Yeah. And that's case in point, when we want to create our mood boards for what inspiration photos that people like or not or don't. That's I think you're right. Like sometimes people know what they don't like more than they'll ever know what they do like.
Correct.
Yeah. So process of elimination. Excellent. In terms of the future of Peppershock and where you see us going and growing, and we've added a lot of new business that we purchased with from Tom Scott Agency and new things happening. Where do you see us being in the next 5 years from now?
That's an interesting question. I haven't thought much about that. Let me think here. I think that we have a lot of great experience and equipment to do more video shoots, which of course graphic design goes in with that too, partnering with the animation, the logos and everything like that, making sure all the graphics are included in the videos. But lately I've been on set for a few different video shoots and I think it's just so exciting and it's so interesting to see how that's done.
Yeah.
And I think anybody can just take a video on their phone, but seeing how the quality is different between a phone video and what we do here with the equipment that we have and the knowledge that we have, Brian and Drew specifically. I think that we could do so much more with commercials and different kind of, streaming ads.
Yeah, a lot more streaming ads than ever before, right?
Yep.
And then landing pages and QR codes and all that fun stuff.
Yep,
and
definitely.
Speaking of QR codes, that kind of led me into the word of mouth mixers that you're a big part of helping to make sure and happen. And you didn't really know that being a graphic designer was also going to sign you up for word of mouth mixers and being like the check-in person.
I know.
And making name tags and all the things.
Yeah.
But it's been fun to see it grow.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it too. Yeah.
In fact, you were the one who said, why don't we call it word of mouth mixer?
I don't even remember that.
I know. Well, we were trying to come up with something. I was like, word of mouth mixer. Yeah, that's good. Let's do it.
It flows.
Yeah. And I think people understand automatically what it's all about. So.
Yeah, just a great networking event. And I enjoy running the registration booth because I get to, see a lot of the same people coming back and revisiting the networking events, the mixers, and then meeting a lot of new people too. And, when I make their name tags and I'm like, oh, I'll have to talk with them about we can help them with this, or maybe they can help us with that. And
so
that's
good.
Been,
It's reciprocal. What goes around comes around.
Definitely. Yeah.
And now we'll have Nikki helping. She just started. So that's going to be exciting.
Yep.
She'll get to go to her first mixer and see what it's all about.
That's right. And Jen as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And Marie will officially retire again.
Yeah. For the third time?
Yeah. No, she's been great to help us out for sure.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on working with clients, or if there are people who are interested in being able to hire us to help with their design needs, and, what kinds of, things or tips that you'd like to share with us as we kind of wrap up?
I think I would just want to say that we're very collaborative and we're very flexible. So we like to work with you and not tell you how to do everything, but also get your feedback. And, I want to know what makes your company tick and what makes you happy, and what, what you want to see in your designs, as well as, telling you what recommendations we would have. So it's a collaboration.
It is. And you get to participate in the marketing audits that we do too, and really dig in on who the target audience is, and do our empathy maps that we do.
Which I think that's probably the most helpful from my side of things, is the empathy map, so that I do know who the target audience is.
Right, yeah.
And understanding how to design for that audience. Yeah, as well as communicating that with the client. So
that's great. Well, thank you, Christy.
Yeah,
I know
you,
were
Ray.
like, I don't know if I want to do this.
I'm on the introverted side of the assessment.
Yeah, that's all good, but you did great.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for sitting down with me. And for those of you watching or listening, the best thing that you could do for Christy and I is send this to somebody else that you know that needs to learn about how to work with a graphic designer. And then give us a review, because that's like gold to podcasters. And until next time, everybody, enjoy your marketing journey.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Expedition podcast. Want to continue the journey? Don't miss out on new episodes. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Wouldn't it be great if there was one place you can go to get all the latest information and tips about marketing and advertising? The Marketing Expedition community is that place. People like you gather in our online community to build relationships with others and find the latest marketing trends, tactics, tools, and technology. We help you build your brand and your bottom line. Start your adventure today. Visit themarketingexpedition.com to find out more.